Today we're going to be draining and filling the radiator. There's some kind of witch's brew in that radiator it looks bad. It doesn't get hot, which is a good thing, but I think I want to replace it with good stuff. So we're going to drain the radiator, we're going to drain the engine block. So let's get started. Alright, so we took a trip down to Walmart. We got, this is probably more than I need. I've got the 460. And it's got an aftermarket radiator. The service manual says it takes 24 quarts, 6 gallons. I got 8 gallons because I was doing the concentrate and the distilled water. There's also PB Blaster there because I needed a new can. So here's what we're working with. Now most stuff on this truck is fairly stock, but it's also got a radiator with electric fans. Now as far as I can tell, this is just your eBay special random radiator from China. There are some things I got to fix on it, like the fans right now, they're operated by a switch on the dash. But if you look in here, let me see if I can get a good angle. I think that's supposed to be green, but it's kind of this yellow, horrible, it's not milky, so I know there's not oil in it, but it's not good. It needs to come out and put proper coolant in it. So also, while we're out here, did you know that you were supposed to replace your PCV valve? Because I didn't. Famous last words is, this should be easy. It actually sounds like this one's fine. Put that on there, swing her around, and voila, new PCV valve. Okay, so we're working here with an aftermarket radiator. I don't know, I'm guessing that it probably had a drain plug on the OEM, but if you didn't, you could just take off your lower radiator hose to drain it. But I've got a little drain plug here. I'm going to use that to drain the radiator. We're going to let all that horrible, terrible drain out. I mean, looking at it, I guess I wouldn't call it milky. Well, maybe I would call it milky. I don't know. We're just going to drain it and see what happens. Take a look. Now that just looked gross. I mean, pieces of debris and whatnot. That is terrible. We've gotten all that lake water flushed out of here just fine. So what I've got is concentrate and distilled water, and mixing it about 50-50. Now the thing is, there's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of water still in that block. So what I did was I poured half of the antifreeze concentrate into the radiator with everything closed, and then I poured the rest in with water. So basically a 75% mix for this first couple gallons. But basically what I want to do is start it, get the thermostat to open, and make sure that the rest of that water in the block is going to mix with the antifreeze so I get the right ratio. Once I kind of get everything mixing, I'll start filling that container, half with water, half with coolant, and then just keep filling it till it doesn't want any more. That's what you want to see. That's the thermostat on and circulating. We'll let the level drop a little bit more and then add once we get a good, once it starts dropping. Okay, we're not going to listen to what I just said because, yeah, that happens. So I've been letting this run. So far, I've really only put about 2.5 gallons in the system. I thought I'd need more. May just be a lot of water stuck in the block. Alright guys, so hope you enjoyed that video. Basically how not to do a flush and fill of your radiator. I did end up getting everything buttoned up. It runs great now, doesn't get too hot. just to kind of review, if you want to do your own little redneck flush and fill, drain the radiator, remove the top radiator hose. You're going to fill your radiator with just some distilled water and run the engine, and keep filling it with distilled water until it runs clear out of the top of the engine. Then you're going to put your radiator hoses back on. Now there's still going to be some water in the block, so in order to get that 50-50 ratio, you're going to fill it with concentrate. You're going to fill it with about half to 3/4 of a gallon of just straight concentrate. Then you're going to start adding the 50-50 mix of water to concentrate until you get to the top. Then you're going to put the radiator cap on, unlike I did. Start it up, let it run for a little while till it gets up to temperature, and then you'll turn it off, let it cool off for a minute, because it'll circulate all that coolant and get everything mixed nice and evenly. And you're probably going to have some air in the system, so once you let it cool off, open up your radiator cap, check and see if you need to add any more, and then you should be good to go. So again, hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time.